Hello everyone, my name is Marietta Guanzon, Service Learning Coordinator from the Center for Social Concern and Action, de La Salle University. The title of my research is Students' Reflections on Pure Online Service Learning Experience. Here is the outline of my presentation. First, the introduction, where I will discuss the context and definition of e-service learning, the methodology, results and discussions, conclusion and recommendation, and references. For the background and context, the COVID-19 pandemic has forced the educational institutions in the Philippines to close, ensuring the health and safety of the students, faculty, and staff. Faculty and school administrators were compelled to rethink ways to deliver learning in an online or blended setup. The De La Salle University transitioned from conventional learning to online learning, which highly depends on connectivity to the internet. All courses were taught remotely using synchronous and asynchronous methods. This includes courses with service learning component done through electronic service learning. Service learning, according to Jacobi, is a form of experiential education in which students engage in activities that address human and community needs together with structured opportunities intentionally designed to promote student learning and development. Reflection and reciprocity are key concepts of service learning. Service learning, or SL, is DLSU's response to its mission of being in service of church and society, especially to the poor and marginalized. It is a form of experiential education. It is graded. One of the key elements of service learning is reflection. Reflection is the intentional consideration of an experience in the light of particular learning activities. SL is done through a meaningful exchange of experience among the students and community leaders or members, and between students and their faculty in charge. On the other hand, electronic service learning occurs when instructional component, the service component, or both are conducted online. In this figure, we can see the continuum of service learning, implying that service learning is constantly evolving. From the left of the spectrum is the traditional service learning, with both the instruction and service is on-site or zero online. At the end of the spectrum lies the extreme service learning with 100% of both the instruction and service are online. The emerging forms of e-service learning that lie between the extremes of traditional service learning and extreme e-service learning can characterize as hybrid or the combination of online and on-site. In the LSU, we are doing the extreme service learning. Employing the Lasallian Reflection Framework or LRF as guide in pure online service learning, the students, similar to the face-to-face service learning process, still underwent the three stages. Stage 1, see experience. Stage 2, analysis reflection. Stage 3, commitment and action. In the absence of in-person interaction with the community, the see experience stage was done through live, virtual, or self-paced partners orientation. There were also partner organizations that provided live and recorded virtual tours of the community so that students will have a better understanding of the local situation. During analysis reflection, students were required to share their e-service learning experience through virtual class reflections, e-journals, blogs, and recorded group sharing. For the commitment action, online projects extended by the students were based on the community-identified needs such as learning materials, online tutorials, promotional materials, infographic, donation drive, resource mobilization, and others. The research method employed in this paper is a descriptive phenomenology, which is a qualitative research approach that helps in describing the lived experiences of an individual. The phenomenological method focuses on studying the phenomena that have impacted an individual. Data were gathered through the examination of e-journals and recorded reflection sessions of students taking various courses with e-service learning managed by COSCA Service Learning Program. The research was done in academic year 2021-2022 term 1. For the participants of this study, 20 students were randomly selected from 4 courses with e-service learning component. The number of students and the courses involved in the studies includes 5 students taking College of Business, Corporate Social Responsibility and Governance or COB-CSRG, 5 students taking Occupational Health and Safety or IE OCSAF, 5 purposive communication students or JEPCOM, 5 students taking medical parasitology and immunology or MD Paras. Most of these students are in their 3rd year to 4th year in college. All students were asked to complete an online consent form on data privacy, which was administered at the start of the term. For the instrument use, reflection prompts were developed by COSCA service learning coordinators to guide the students in analyzing concepts, evaluate experiences, and form opinions. In applying the LRF, some of the key reflection questions that were asked are, how was your e-service learning experience? What are the issues you encountered during the e-service learning project implementation, and how were these resolved? What lessons did you learn from this experience? The succeeding discussion summarizes the results of students' pure online service learning experience and the lessons gained. First, 100% online service learning is feasible. Faculty members made effective use of technology using software and hardware as means of teaching most of the courses. Tech-savvy students are also comfortable in using social media and various online applications and employ these skills in their virtual class, coordination work with their partner organization, and implementation of service learning projects. Online chat groups were also created for more efficient coordination. The asynchronous activities supplemented internet limitations where readings and offline activities were made. One COB-CSRG student affirmed that online service learning is feasible, stating that despite all the difficulties my group faced, we were able to reach our goal of raising money to buy food for the beneficiary. An MD Para student shared his experience, expressing that by providing them with necessary information to deal with parasitic infections, which is common given the environment and the young ages of the students, our e-service learning would be able to help them deal with such cases. We tailored our project to fit the needs of the target audience. Projects developed outside the box. Student executed projects in the form of direct service, indirect service, advocacy, and research. A JEPCOM students assigned in Barkadahan Yata's radio program shared her thoughts on creating promotional materials. I applied the importance and significance of creating relevant content and designing effective materials to pursue advocacy pertinent to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals by creating informative and concise infographics on sustainable fishing posters. Another student from the same course assigned to a youth organization made an online voters education campaign expressed that we were able to successfully launch the Suri Bulletin, our campaign's official Facebook page, where we were able to disseminate educational voting information materials. Through the online presentation and virtual tours, the students were able to understand various community issues confronting the organization. A student who interacted with the women of Association of Women Workers in Construction Industry narrated his experience based on the video introduction of AWWCI, in which Ms. Jane presented their needs mostly consists of discrimination, poverty, lack of opportunity, lack of education, and injustices in the workforce. It is very clear why these problems they face exist due to the construction industry being male dominated. A Jobcom students who partnered with a women's organization shared this. I increased my awareness on gender-based violence of our partner organization. Another student of the same course shared that I understand the importance of youth empowerment and volunteerism. The key to successful e-service learning implementation is how the students were able to connect classroom knowledge with service experience. An occupational and health safety student assigned to conduct an online inspection of hazards in a public school shared that this experience reinforced my prior understanding of the course materials as having the ability to work with or conduct an online safety inspection with a partner organization allowed us to better comprehend all the discussions in our class. There is a limited engagement in an online setup. Without in-person interactions, the students engage virtually with key leaders and representatives of the organization and not with other community members. A student has this recommendation, citing the limited experience. I hope that they would at least once let the students meet or have virtual interactions with the beneficiaries supported administered by the school, and that the partner organization to develop positive connection and assess the specific needs of the beneficiaries. An MD para students also expressed the same view. There was no opportunity to engage in school and students on a deeper level, so we had to rely heavily on the information given by the partner organization representative. Service experience applies the Lasallian values. A COBCSRG student assigned to Barangay San Luis Youth Organization shares this reflection. ESL, I think, is very much relates to the communion and mission, a Lasallian core values, as it strives for solidarity and collaboration. Our ESL focus on youth solidarity. Another student assigned to a women's organization shares that the Lasallian values she can resonate with are zeal for service and communion and mission. Through service learning activity, we get to use our capabilities and opportunities to help AWWCI through expressing our creativity, compassion, and commitment with the project we made. A successful project implementation could be attributed to effective teamwork. As COBC's RG student shares, each one of us was able to contribute our skills and assets to turn our donation drive into a reality. Moreover, because we all worked together, we were able to help and serve our partner community with the kids that they could greatly benefit the kids. A student realized the importance of teamwork, saying, I had learned and been reminded of the strength of working in a group that is motivated with pure intentions of helping the others. For the conclusion, while the pandemic has necessitated the reimagination of service learning courses and creating community projects outside the box, it has also paved the way to a new service learning experience in the university through the delivery of pure online service learning. Students' pure online service learning experience during the pandemic is a good foundation in creating new learning pedagogy. It also allowed the students to pursue service learning while inside the comforts of their home. Although students experienced limited engagement as there were no in-person interaction, they still managed to have a good understanding of the community situation, link course objectives with the service activity, remotely worked with a team, and more importantly, come to realize the Lasallian core values of zeal for service and communion and mission. Pursuing service learning post-pandemic era is quite challenging, but the lessons learned from the students' e-service learning experience will serve as a good reference. To gain more experiential learning, it is recommended that a new normal or hybrid service learning model can be applied, or the combination of online and on-site. And with the adoption of e-service learning in the LSU for more than 2 years, it is relevant to come up with an impact study of student e-service learning experience in the future. Here is the list of my references. Thank you very much.